Here today with Kirk Muhl of the Lexington Eagles. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. I was out at your place this past weekend, and your 7-on-7 team qualified for 7-on-7 state. You tell us a little bit about this group of kids.
Well, it's a young group of kids, and they are, it's probably the most team-oriented group we've had in 2 or 3 years. So they're playing well together. Some of the older ones are starting to come around as leaders and helping some of the younger ones. I think there's 5 or 6 freshmen out there right now, true incoming freshmen, and so the you know as far as the 7-on-7, they're really just now getting going in it and figuring out all the ins and outs and how to play it, because it's a little bit different than the regular football game.
Now, speaking of that being different than a regular football game, what do you see the value of 7-on-7 being when it comes to playing football with pads on the football?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me, it's supposed to be an offensive game. We run a lot of man defense, so I think it helps us just with our footwork and flipping our hips and running with people and reading. But I think that the greatest benefit is for the quarterbacks being able to read. And if you can read and find the holes and beat man and in the zones and then beat man coverage in 7-on-7, you're going to do well. And I think you'll see the ones that do well at in the 7-on-7, they're going to do well during the season because they understand it. You got 5 guys, you got 7 guys on defense covering 5 guys on offense, and if you can find ways to get them to football, then you ought to be pretty good at it. I just think understanding spacing on the field, I think it helps with everything that there is. I mean, it's one of those things that it softens their hands up, it gets them reps. It's just more reps you get. I don't care what it is. The more work you put in, the better you're going to be at it.
All right. Now, talk about your team a little bit for the coming fall. You've, like I said, you're going to be young, but what do you think you're going to look like on the field this fall?
I think we're going to be real versatile on the field. Even with our young kids, they're a mature group, which is going to help us. But we have some, our older kids that have been here. There's some playmakers in that group also, and I think. Just this fall, I think it's going to be one of those things that we got to stay healthy early, and our preseason's big for us, just getting looks for those young kids. There's no, you got to have the experience, and whether it's in the coaching aspect of it or the playing aspect of it, experience is going to make you better in the end. And so we need a lot of good experiences early for our kids.
I believe this is going to be one of your young kids that's going to play some. Tell us a little bit about him.
He's an incoming freshman. His name's Case Evans, and right now he's playing quarterback for us, and he does a good job. He's put a lot of work in to get to this point. When you graduate a 4-year starter at quarterback, and you got some older receivers that are worried because we're trying to develop some quarterbacks, and they've kind of settled in with him, and he's kind of proven to him that he can throw the football and he can read it and he can get the ball to him. So for us, we got to keep him healthy and just being young like that, and I think he's going to do a good job for us.
Well, I believe you're entering your 11th. See, this will be your 11th season as the head coach there at Lexington. And
it'll be 10th.
Yeah. Okay, 10th season there at Lexington. Talk a little bit about your role there as mentor to your coaches, coaching the coaches to coach the kids and coaching the coaches to get them ready for whatever's going to be next in their career.
When I was coming up, I was able to be under some coaches that were great mentors because they didn't micromanage us. They expected us to coach. They expected us to be on time. Those expectations were there. And so that's what I try to do. let my coaches coach. I still call defense. I try to stay out of the offense as much as I can, let them coach to get in rhythms. But, we hire a lot of young coaches here. It's hard to get seasoned coaches to come to a smaller school out in the country. So the ones we do get are usually younger. I have 2 or 3 of them that have actually played for me on past teams and have come back and are coaching. But main thing for me is don't overmanage them. I don't, I expect them to do a job. They're getting paid to do a job. They need to be here. And, as far as mentoring, I try to just tell them, head some problems off, before they happen. If I see it, happening that way. But I think it takes every coach, it takes different types of coach to relate to kids. You don't want one uniform coach. So I try to let them be themselves and develop those relationships with kids, because every kid doesn't respond to the same type of coaching the same way. So I like to be versatile with what we do and have different types of coaches. And I think it's gone well here with the ones that I have. And, you see that because when we go to 7-on-7 league games and things like that, all my coaches are there every time, whether it's junior high or high school. And it's not because I'm saying, hey, you got to be there. They're there because they want to be there. And so, a lot of it goes into making sure you hire good people and you get people that are bought into your program.
All right. Well, one more question for you, Coach, before I let you go. Tell me something about you that most people don't know.
Well, I don't have any crazy stories or anything like that, but I think one thing that people wouldn't know that I actually was from a little town of Mart, Texas, and graduated second in my class. And so I was a kind of a book nerd in high school, along with the athletics. So, it's helped me to demand more out of my kids to make sure that they're getting in the classroom as well as on the field.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time today. Best of luck 7-on-7 state and on the field this fall.
All right. Thank you. You have a good day.